If you're struggling to come up with a repair cost for your real estate wholesale offer, make sure you watch this video all the way through to the end because I'll be showing you how you can get this done. Now let's get into it. Now I put property condition in 3 categories. It's very simple. The first category that I put property repairs in is cosmetic repairs. So cosmetic repairs are simple. Whenever you go into a property and you walking through with the seller and you say, oh, this is a nice property. It doesn't need that much repairs. It look like kids may have scribbled on the wall a little bit or have some stains in the carpet that can be shampooed out. In a situation like that, that's how you can identify that it's a cosmetic repair. And normally when I go into a property, I already know what the square footage is. So let's just say that the property that we're looking at is 1,500 square feet. Now I have a set amount per square feet that I use whenever I'm putting a property in the cosmetic category. And guess what? It's going to be different in your area. So you will have to take time to figure out what it will cost in your area for cosmetic repairs on the property. But let's say in my area that I'm wholesaling in, cosmetic repairs can be anywhere from $12 to $17 per square feet. Most of the time, whenever I'm looking at it, if I automatically put it in the cosmetic repair area, I always use the high end of the scale. So I will multiply that 1,500 square feet by 17,000. And I would say in order to bring this property up to tip-top condition, it will cost $25,500 with it being a cosmetic repair type of property. Now, like I said before, take this as a grain of salt. You need to figure out what that amount is going to be in your area, but that is pretty much how I identify cosmetic repairs. It's just a simple fix. Now, before we get into the next repair level, please hit the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so YouTube can push us out to a larger audience and we can continue to grow the audience. And also leave a comment down below letting me know what are the issues that you're having with coming up with offers in your wholesaling business, and let's get back into it. So now that we identify what cosmetic repairs will look like, now it's time to go up another notch when it comes to the type of repairs that we'll be looking at. So the next level of repairs will be medium repairs. So let's say we walked into this same 1,500 square foot property and this property was not in rentable condition. The carpet need to be taken out of it. The flooring need to be updated in the kitchen, the living rooms, and the bedroom. And we also say it needs fresh paint and fixtures as well too. So in a situation like this, of course, we wouldn't use that 12 to 17 scale. I would use a scale in my area of $18 to $22 per square feet. So now we have that 1,500 square feet. So it's the same square footage. And like I said before, I always use the higher end of the scale, which would be $22 per square feet. So if you multiply the 1,500 by 22 square feet, then you will end up paying $33,000 for the renovation in that property. Now, I know you probably said, well, why are you using the high end of the scale? Let me tell you why I do this. Because I know if I have a good deal on the contract and I decide that I'm going to have an open house on the property and I have buyers come in and, you know, the highest bid take the property, but I still have a starting offer, guess what? They're going to bid their way past what the initial asking price was. And that'll let me know that I had the repair cost a little bit too high. So I don't really worry about it, but I just know I like to give myself some wiggle room so I won't be pushing out any bad deals to buyers. And guess what? Sometimes you're still gonna have issues with the way you have your properties priced, but you let your buyers tell you that, hey, I'm willing to pay this amount and that's just the best I can do. But that's why I use the higher end of the scale. Now that is your medium repair scale. Let's get into the next repair scale. Now the next set of renovations that you could potentially run into is definitely gonna cost you the most money. It's whenever you're dealing with a full gut job. And us as the wholesalers, it may be a little bit harder for us to determine what the offer price should be on a property like this. So I definitely aim high, and of course I still use a scale, but it can be anywhere from $23 to $30 or $40 plus per square feet. It can be even more than that depending on what area you're in. But a full gut job is pretty much when you go on the property, it may have foundational issues, the HVAC need to be replaced, the flooring in the property needs to be replaced, the carpet, the bedrooms, the bathrooms need to be replaced. It's an older property, the electrical needs to be updated, the plumbing needs to be updated. This can definitely end up being a lot of money out of pocket in the long run. And as soon as you start opening up walls, there's no telling what you might see inside of the walls that needs to be replaced. You can have termite damage in the property. It's just so much. You can have mold issues. So with a full gut job, I always aim super high. So let's just say for this example, like I said, you got to do the research in your area yourself. Let's say that it will cost $38 per square feet to renovate a 1,500 square foot property. It will cost you around $57 to renovate a 1,500 square foot property that needs a lot of repairs. So when it comes down to a full gut property, it can definitely be tricky. You will have to work with your cash buyers and you send them the pictures of the property and you give them your offer price on the property, even though you may give yourself some wiggle room if it has $57,000 worth of repairs. But your cash buyers, like I said before, they will definitely let you know if you have the property contracted too high. Let's say you have a contract at $100,000 and most of your cash buyers say, hey, I'm not paying $100,000 for it. I can give you $80,000. Then you know if you want to make $10,000, you know you need to be at $70,000. And it happens sometimes, but you just got to be willing to make that adjustment. But never go back to the seller until you actually get an offer price out of a couple of different cash buyers. So then you know you can go back and renegotiate the price and get the property sold. So basically that is the repair scale that I use. Like I said, you take those numbers with a grain of salt, but once you figure out what your scale should look like for cosmetic repairs, medium repairs, and full gut jobs, then you will know, all right, I'm either on the high end of the scale or the low end of the scale. Now, what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna give an example of that 1,500 square foot property and how I would actually come up with an offer if I'm using the 70% rule. So let's say that we have a property that has an ARV of $100,000. I'm gonna keep the number simple. You multiply that by 70%, which will be $70,000. Then you subtract your repairs, which let's say that this property only has cosmetic repairs. So it will be your 1,500 times $17 per square feet, which will be $25,500 that you will be subtracting from the $70,000. So when you subtract those two, you would have an amount of $44,500. And from that number, you need to subtract your wholesale fee. So if you want to make $10,000, you need to subtract the $10,000 from the $44,500, which will leave you with $34,500. Then subtract another $3,450 away from that to come up with your starting offer. So your max allowable offer will be $34,500, but your starting offer will be $31,050. So that's basically how you just plug your repair costs into your wholesale offer. And I'm gonna just tell you another way that a lot of people don't really talk about, but you can use the as-is method. The as-is method is very, very powerful because whenever you're looking at properties inside of software such as PropStream, or if you're looking at it on Zillow or Redfin, wherever you're pulling your comps from, whenever you're looking at a subject property and then you go and you pull comps in the area, in PropStream, you see a green number that lets you know that this particular comp was a cash transaction. And then if you go in and you see that there's a LLC that actually bought the property, and the property is in the current condition that your subject property is in, guess what? You don't even have to figure out what repair cost is because the property that you're looking at getting under contract is in the same condition as the property that is the comp. You know an LLC buyer will be willing to pay $45,000 cash. That means you have to get the property at $35,000 to sell it to the cash buyer at $45,000. I hope that makes sense, but sometimes it can be even easier than using the 70% rule because you're just looking at your property that you're trying to put under contract and comparing it to the comps in the area. And then basing it off of the comp price, you just lowering the amount to what you want to make on your wholesale fee. Now, if you're looking for some of the top lists to go after in your wholesaling business, feel free to check out this video right here, and I'll see you next time.